Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and his deputy chair Rick Gates surrendered to federal authorities today. Now they both face criminal charges in the special counsel's Russian election probe, sending shockwaves across Washington. Former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort leaving his Virginia home this morning to surrender himself to the FBI. Manafort's business associate and Trump deputy campaign chair Rick Gates has also been indicted. Both are facing charges of conspiracy against the United States and money laundering, accused of hiding tens of millions of dollars made while working as unregistered agents for the Ukrainian government between 2006 and 2016. Manafort has denied any wrongdoing.
So while these charges are unrelated to his work on the campaign, they are a link in the chain to Paul Manafort's background working for people connected to Vladimir Putin, connected to the Russian government.
Experts believe this might just be the beginning.
Usually prosecutors start with the low-lying or low-hanging fruit, and they then can become useful to going up that chain.
Special counsel Robert Mueller, who's investigating Russian meddling in the 2016 election, revealed today a Trump campaign advisor, George Papadopoulos, pleaded guilty earlier this month to lying to the FBI. The White House released a statement this morning saying this, quote, does not come as a surprise. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, have also been under scrutiny. Now, the president has since responded to these indictments on Twitter this morning, saying in part, quote, sorry, but this is years ago, before Paul Manafort was part of the Trump campaign. The president also suggested the Justice Department should pursue Hillary Clinton instead. Then a few minutes later, he added, quote, and there is no collusion. The Justice Department has not released an official statement at this time. Well, we've got some good news for Oakland County residents that were affected by last week's water main break. All boil water advisories have now been lifted, a sigh of relief from the people living in Farmington Hills especially. Residents, businesses, schools, restaurants, and healthcare facilities can return to normal water usage. Officials say review the before you drink the water checklist that have been issued by the Oakland County Health Department. We've got that checklist and everything else that you need to know on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. It has been, I would say, probably a rough week for you, Paul. I know that you were affected by this boil water advisory.
You know what? I mean, it was just inconvenient. I mean, I had water, just had to boil it, put a few jugs in the fridge, and everything was fine. But the people who didn't have water, that was really, really tough. And my heart goes out to you because that was a tough week for you. But basically, temperatures right now, as we shift to weather, averaging around 40 degrees. Metro's at 42, Monroe's at 43, Harrow, Ontario's at 43, same thing at Port Huron. Now, the wind right now has been very gradually picking up. Mount Clemens, you're now at 20 miles per hour. City Airport, Metro, both at 16 miles per hour. So it's been a gradual increase in the wind, and you take that temperature and the wind and you kind of factor them together, and the wind chills, wind chills are in the low 30s largely across the area. So bundle up and dress for low 30s if you are heading out at this noon hour. Shower-wise, most of what we had this morning is just now along the I-69 corridor, but we have a cold front here, and that is behind it causing a lot of lake effect rain shower activity. This stuff will release and come eastward across the state during the afternoon, so the showers will increase. Cool and blustery, mid-40s for a high. It's going to be a tough one if you have to be outside, but I'll be back with the Halloween forecast in just a bit. But don't forget, you can get the 4-zone forecast anytime you need it on clickondetroit.com. See you back in a few here.
New at noon.
A Pontiac woman who pleaded guilty to leaving her children in a car while she gambled will have to wait a little bit longer to learn her punishment. 27-year-old Cleli Shute pleaded guilty to child abuse charges. She left her 2-year-old son and 6-month-old daughter in her car while she went to gamble at MGM Detroit's casino in August. She was in court today, and it was determined that a pre-sentencing investigation would need to be required before sentencing can happen. She'll now appear back in court in mid-November. Detroit police now continue to investigate a Sunday evening car crash that killed a man on the city's east side. A 29-year-old man was killed when his car veered from the northbound lanes of Gratiot into the southbound lanes and slammed right into another car. The driver of that other car did survive, but there's no word on his condition. And now to a crime alert from the University of Michigan Division of Public Safety. Investigators say that a home invasion was reported near North Campus early on Sunday. It happened on North Thayer, just across from the North Quad Residential and Academic Complex. Someone entered an apartment through an unlocked door and took electronics from a common area while the residents were sleeping. Police urge all residents to make sure that their doors are locked at all times. And in Southwest Detroit now, a father of two is in the hospital in critical condition at that after being shot several times after a fender bender. It was on Saturday night when 40-year-old Oscar Jimenez got into an accident with a black Chevy Malibu on McGraw near Proctor. The Malibu's driver started to demand money after that car accident, but when Jimenez said that he didn't have any, the other driver shot him in the rib cage, and now Jimenez is listed in critical condition. Well, take a look at the video here on your screen. It was sent to us by a Local 4 viewer, and it shows an intense and lengthy police chase on Sunday. And police say the chase, which started in Westland, lasted more than 45 minutes, eventually ending on Oakwood Boulevard in Allen Park. The suspect, they were going after this person in connection with suspected drug activity. Right now, he is in custody pending charges.